Allie Phillips is running for Tennessee House District 75, and it feels like a pretty good time to remind ourselves what inspired her to seek office in the first place.
Your first pregnancy was fine, and then your second one.
Yes.
I mean, to me, and I'm just a guy who listens to, most time the pregnancies that go bad are usually the first pregnancy. I don't know.
That's not true.
I mean, that's what you hear.
Lawmakers are currently making decisions on something they know absolutely nothing about.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Professor Myers, you are here at the invitation of my Democratic colleagues, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. In his opening statement, my good friend Senator Whitehouse said, I want to quote, "Reproductive justice is economic justice," close quote. Do you agree with that?
I might, as an economist, use the word rights, but yeah, I do agree with that.
Okay. That's not true for the baby, is it?
Well, first of all, I would refer to a fetus, not
Yeah,
a baby.
but that's, well, a fetus. I refer to it as a baby. That's not true for the baby, is it?
The evidence that I presented to you, Senator Kennedy, was evidence about measurable effects on the lives of women, families.
Right, I got that part, but that's not true for the baby, is it?
I'm sorry, I don't really understand.
Well, it's
the
not
question.
true. Let me be clear.
Let me
I'm
back
sorry.
up. As an economist, I measure effects using data. I'm not here to talk about ethics, assignment of personhood. That's not my
Well, but you
role.
said you agreed with the chairman's statement that reproductive justice is economic justice. There's no economic justice for the baby because the baby's dead, right? And then she might go for the heart or the spine and just pull the baby out piece by piece. Is that right? Without giving the baby pain medication.
That's what I understand the procedure to be.
Okay, but then you got to get the head out. The baby's dead, but maybe not. Maybe it's still in pain. But then you got to get the head out. And even with the cervix dilated, you got to get the head out, which is hard. So then the doctor would go in and use those pliers to crush the baby's head. Is that right?
As far as I understand.
And then she'd pull the head out, the crushed skull out, right?
Senator Kennedy, your time has expired here.
Well, you
and
gave
Senator
the
Stabenow is
others
waiting.
plenty of time, Mr. Chairman.
Just letting you know, your time's expired. You have
Okay.
other senators waiting.
Well, I was waiting when you were letting others. I'm sorry you don't want to hear about what happened.
No, I don't think anybody
in
else
an
is
actual
going- I don't think
abortion,
anybody
but
else
I
is going
thought that
over.
was what we were here to talk about.
No one else has gone over. Some of the witnesses went a little bit long, but on both sides. So
I thought we were here
trying to
about
control that.
protecting mothers and killing babies.
I'm going to turn to Senator Stabenow and. Ms.
I'm sorry you
Phillips.
don't want to
sorry
hear
that
it.
this had to take
Like we've
place
got
in
a
front of
whole
you.
roster here.
My apologies.
I will start by saying that I made a promise to Miley that her name would not die with her. So that is part of why my activism is so important to me, is so people know who she is. I want to make two statements before I go into my final thing that I would like the committee to know. I think it was Senator Kennedy came to this hearing knowing that there was going to be a mother here who had to make the difficult decision to terminate a 20-week pregnancy, and he decided it was in his best interest to show a 21-week fetus. And his testimony was nothing but fear-mongering. From my experience, that was not my experience, what he was trying to persuade. Also, Mrs. Call, to answer your question to what he had asked, my procedure was an abortion. It is on my medical paperwork that I had an abortion, even though my daughter was deceased. It's not back and forth. An abortion is a medical procedure, whether that fetus is deceased or not. But I would like to ask the committee to remember my story and to remember that I'm one of thousands, if not millions, of people in this country that need or needed abortion access, and to remember that it's not black and white and one size does not fit all. We can't be putting politics into healthcare decisions, and also to remember these facts, that abortion access is essential healthcare, no matter how you want to look at it. It's essential healthcare for so many, and exceptions don't work. I'm a living testimony to that.
Allie Phillips will be facing off against Republican Jeff Burkhart, a first-time incumbent in a district with, regrettably, one of the lowest voter turnouts in the nation. But people like Phillips standing up and speaking out for both herself and her fellow Tennesseans is inspiring. With any luck, her message will resonate. On a national level, Tennessee is one of the states the Republicans are attempting to gerrymander into a gray paste since SCOTUS decided to gut the Voting Rights Act. Governor Bill Lee, Senator Marsha Blackburn are calling to gerrymander Tennessee's 9th congressional district, its only current Democrat-held seat in the House, comprising Memphis, one of Tennessee's majority black cities. Republicans did the same thing to Nashville back in 2022, cracking the district into two, effectively erasing the power of black voters. It's unlikely that the redistricting efforts will be enough for Republicans to maintain control of Congress, but they will undoubtedly have a huge impact on the people in those states, the people in those districts, the people in those cities. Not to mention reducing Democratic power to pass legislation. When Democrats do regain power, there should be no ifs, ands, or buts about stacking the Supreme Court and holding justices to a standard that would allow for, at the very least, impeachment for the obvious transparent corruption.